do this then. Let's do it. I wonder if I can just learn how to do it. Audio output. That. Go like that. We're doing stuff. Shit. It's not going to work. Okay.
Just to get the audio output?
Yeah. There's no audio from the gameplay coming in.
Really?
No, we can hear desktop audio that way, which is going to be extremely stupidly annoying.
And it's on the game? Well, thank you.
God. Well, now it's working.
Oh. Well, that's good.
I wonder if it just works. It might. What's up, guys? Yeah, I guess. Well, this will tell me. Yeah, it works. Cool.
Right.
It doesn't work through the headset, but it works through the stream. That's what we care about, right? In the end. So, yeah, no. Mike, this is Magic.
This is Magic the Gathering Arena. It's been around for, what, 7 years? 6 years?
Man, has it been that long already? Like, Magic the Gathering has been here since, what, the 80s?
93.
So, I'm
I
wrong.
believe.
Yeah, no. And it's only just driven up from then.
Oh, yeah. Probably the most popular card game right now. Has been for quite a long time.
And I played Yu-Gi-Oh! I played a little bit of Pokemon, if I usually collected Pokemon, as everyone did in the 90s. But nothing like this. Close to, I get the hints of from each of those card games, but Magic the Gathering seems to be the king of games. And when it comes down to it, there's been tournaments, there's been, well, this. And didn't NASA help develop this a little bit? I'm pretty sure I read.
I think they did, yeah.
Yeah, because of how many rules that can go into this game. It's like the easiest, hardest game to learn.
Yeah, like the base set of it's learning creature abilities, your types of cards, creatures, instant sorceries, enchantments, planeswalkers. And then you get to the difficult part of stack, when you're able to cast your spells, how to properly use those. There's your difficult aspect of that.
Yeah. So, what we're doing today, instead of doing Mario Maker or Resident Evil, have we been, we're going to teach how to play Magic the Gathering via Arena. Probably the easiest tool to learn. There is also a lot of other Magic the Gathering websites you can go to learn how to do so. YouTube, I mean, whatnot. And online. MTG Online, isn't it?
Yes, MTG Online. That one's a little more. It's more in depth. You have access to almost, well, I think any card in Magic's history on that. The layout isn't as nice as Arena's, but then again, you aren't limited to standard format on Arena, where you have standard and historic. They're working to make Pioneer eventually, but MTG Online, whatever format, drafts, tons of different types of drafts, vintage, any format you want to play, you can do on there.
And now it's coming out with mobile. They're in
Yeah,
beta with
Android.
that, eh?
Yeah, it's on Android now. I haven't tried it yet, because I'd probably just sit at work and play, and I get yelled at.
So why don't we give it a few games, if you want to take the driver's seat.
Sure.
We can explain how the game is played, what's allowed, what a stack is, and what each card difference is, from instant to a sorcery to a planeswalker to an enchantment. There's a little difference in these things. You'll figure that out in a little bit if you haven't played before. If you already know, never hurts to learn more. So yeah, if you want, I will give you the sword.
Sure. No, I'll just go over here.
Sword.
Wait. Okay. So I guess our best bet is we'll just start by playing Sparky. Chris has quite a few decks looking like mostly historic.
Yeah, it's going to be all historic right now. Historic, there's going to be different kind of gameplays that you can play with standard, being the most modern sets from, is it the past 5 sets?
The most recent right now is 5 sets. Standard just rotated out in September, I believe here, September, October. So the 4 older sets rotated out, 4 sets stayed in, and the newest being Kaldheim that just came out.
So what we mean by that is, when a new expansion comes out, one adds on to a degree of how many there is. I think the max is usually, is it 8? 8 or 9?
In standard, yeah, there's usually 8 sets. 8 different sets of cards you can play from and pull from.
So, after 8 sets, they knock off a few, and that's what standard is, and they grow another additional expansions. Standard, is what we're talking about right now, is we can play with majority of the cards that we aren't banned with, or in the past expansions, we can play with them all together with the new ones coming out. And historic is pretty much that. Sorry,
Yeah,
I messed that up, didn't I?
Historic is everything. Is every single set that they've put out and added from previous years. You can play anything in historic, minus banned cards, obviously.
Right.
Which you can see in some of Chris's decks. There's 4 banned cards or suspended cards in here, and 8 in here. So these decks are not eligible to play in historic.
So, and then it goes to Pioneer that you were talking about before.
Yeah, eventually they are working their way to make Pioneer format in here. It's one of the more popular formats growing, maybe not so much lately. I'm not sure, I don't play any Pioneer decks, so but it has been expanding, so it will get there eventually.
So we'll give a few tutorial playthroughs here, and teach how to play. Yeah, bot match.
Bot match, let's spark you. I'll just do this menace one.
So the Unforgiven, I call it.
Probably the easiest one to go with. I mean, it's 2 colors, color combinations, Rakdos, they call it.
So for all the people that out there that don't know how to play, what are we premising this off of? We got a red-black swamp mountain.
So basically, yeah, your lands are labeled as swamp, mountain, island, forest, or plains. You have 5 colors. Your decks can be built around any way of those colors as you choose. As you can tell, Dread Malkin is just a pure black card. Stormfist Crusader is a red-black card. This is also a red-black card because you can see with the 2 half mana costs. I can get to it. And Embercleave is a pure red card. So these numbers or symbols you see is the mana costs in your top right corner. So you can only play these cards if I have a black mana, a black and a red mana, 1 black, 1 red, or 2 red, 2 black, and a generic color. It could be a green, a white, it doesn't matter. So looking at Chris's opening hand, we have 3 lands. We have 1, 2, 3 drop, and this card works a little differently. So this is a very good opening hand for this deck. Yeah, I know, Sparky, shut up. So, start your turn, you always lay down a land. Swamps come in untapped. To play something, you see this is highlighted, I can play it. You need to tap a land for mana. This will add the color of mana that it gives you, so 1 black. I can play Dread Malkin for 1 black mana, pull it over, it uses that mana, that's your turn.
And you can only play 1 land per turn. That's the catch on that.
Yes.
So usually having 3 lands averagely when your opening hand is pretty good.
That's what you want to be looking for, is typically 3 lands in your opening hand. It depends on your deck. If you're an aggro deck, a very low curve as they call it, you can run with less. But it all depends on the deck you build. So again, we're going to take a land, we're going to take a mountain this time. So now you can see the Stormfist Crusader is lit up. So I'm able to play that. So you tap black, you tap the mountain. Now you have your 2 red, your 1 red, your 1 black. and you're able to play the Stormfist Crusader. So you have your untap, upkeep, draw. That's the beginning. We have a main phase, which is what we played this on. Now we have an attack phase. So you tap your creature, say one attack.
So why couldn't we attack before?
You cannot attack on a creature when it is summoned unless it has the ability called Haste. Haste allows the creature to attack right away, but without haste, it is called Summoning Sickness. You can see these little waves around this creature. It has Summoning Sickness.
Oh, okay.
So, we're looking at our pen. Creature has what's called our opponent, Sparky, has a creature that adds mana to their mana pool. This is called ramping. It's helping to play cards faster. So, if he has another land in hand, he could play that and play a creature with 4 mana or a spell with 4 mana. Shut up, Sparky. So, again, right now, we're looking quite even on the curve here. We can do whatever. Gives you a few options here. Another Stormfist Crusader, which with this card has the ability called Menace. And as you read in the corner here, creature with Menace can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. These are called static abilities that creatures will have.
Right.
So a static ability is something that's on the creature. You don't have to activate it. You don't have to do anything.
Gotcha.
Dread Malkin also has Menace, static ability, but it has a paid activated ability. So for 2 generic mana and 1 black, you can sacrifice another creature or a planeswalker and put 2 +1/+1 counters on the Dread Malkin.
Gotcha. So you'd be a 3/3 then.
That's
if I
right.
were to pay that.
That's right. And for additional cost, you have to sacrifice it. So to do that, we'd have to sacrifice Stormfist, which, shut up, is not the best play. So right now, we have nothing with haste. We have lots of menace creatures. This deck is a menace tribal, I guess, if you want to put it that way. So instead of playing anything, what we can do is attack.
And see what he does to defend if he wants to.
That's right.
Because even though he has Summoning Sickness, he can still defend.
He is still able to block.
Gotcha. And he has 18, we have 19. That's our life?
Our life total. You all start with 20 life. First one to 0 loses. Of course, there's other cards that can change that. There's cards for gaining life. There's cards for if you have 0 life, you don't lose the game. That goes into Magic history.
Wow. So there's endless amounts of cards that can help you either win by your deck or your ability to advance even further.
Yes.
So
right now what we're called is our second main phase. We've gone to our attack phase, the damage step. Sparky's taken the damage because these creatures have menace and he can't block them. So now we are free to play a 3-drop creature, a Labyrinth Raptor, or another Stormfist Crusader. Realistically, card draw is one of the best things we can have. Shut up, Sparky. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the Stormfist Crusader. Again, it doesn't have haste, so I could not have attacked with it. But Stormfist Crusader has a ability that at the beginning of our upkeep, each player draws a card and loses 1 life.
So since we have 2 of them, will they lose 2 life?
That's correct. We will both lose 2 life, but we will both draw 2 cards.
So that card's pretty much majority reason. We're using the life as a resource in order to get more cards in our hand.
That's right.
Perfect.
Which in this deck works well. This deck doesn't care about life total. So again, we untapped all of our lands. We've gone to our upkeep. We've gone to our drawed phase. We drew another Dread Malkin and 2 Blazing Volleys off of the Stormfist Crusaders. So right now we have 4 mana to play with. So just for the sake of seeing how blocking is, let's just swing all in. So we're going to swing the 3 attackers. So, this is a double block scenario, so they're able to block the Dread Malkin with their creatures that have 2/2. So, just by basic math, this is a 2/2, this is a 2/2, there's 4 toughness in our way. Our Dread Malkin is only a 1/1. So basically what's going to happen is they're going to fight, and the Dread Malkin will die. Not the biggest deal, Dread Malkin is whatever. But what we'll do is we'll play another Dread Malkin out, and then we will go with this and this, and we'll play out the Labyrinth Raptor. So right now, what we could do is play this Blazing Volley. It's a sorcery card, so this is a card you can only do on your main phase or second main phase. And it deals 1 damage to each creature your opponents control. So this card won't deal damage to us. Our Treetop Warden has 1 toughness. So realistically, by playing this Blazing Volley,
We can destroy 2.
we can destroy the Warden, and we destroyed the Caratid because it had 1 toughness. So what this cat just had is called an Enter the Battlefield effect. It drew a card when it came in, so it's helping fill his hand. Now we have a blocker. So again, we have a Treetop Warden, it's a 2/2. If we block with the Labyrinth Raptor, we trade, meaning both creatures die, or we block with the Dread Malkin, and my creature would die because it's a 1/1 compared to this 2/2.
But since we blocked with the 1/1, we wouldn't get hurt, right?
That's right. We won't take any damage from it. So we'll block with the Dread Malkin. So these 2 creatures fight. Damage is dealt. It resolves. Our life total stays at 17.
Oh dear.
So this is one thing on Magic. Being this is a good deck, we are on 4 lands, which is fine. We have a very low curve. You can see we have lots of cards we can play. Lots of creatures have come up. So what do you think is the best move here then?
Well, we just drew a Precedent Spirit, right?
Yes.
Instant sorcery spells that I control have now Death Touch. And Death Touch is whenever a creature or planeswalker, I guess in some scenarios, is dealt with Death Touch, it instantly dies with 1 toughness or more. So, as we learned from our Blazing Volley, it deals 1 damage to our opponent's creatures. So if we were to play Precedent Spirit,
Arena has auto tap, so you have to make sure it taps the right mana for you, if you're comfortable with it doing that.
so again, instant sorcery spells now have Death Touch, and now we know we have Blazing Volley. It only does 1 damage to each creature, so their toughness each is 2. That's okay. We will play the Blazing Volley, and it will still kill him because it's an instant death card now.
So Death Touch reads, as a creature deals damage to any creature, any amount of damage, that creature will die. So a 10/10 creature can block a 1/1 creature with Death Touch. The 10/10 creature will die because of the Death Touch ability, but also the 1/1 will die because it only has 1 toughness compared to 10 damage.
So we're going to do 6 damage, but since we have Crusading Crusader out there, she will instantly be able to die on our draw. Because we will do damage with the Crusader again.
That's right. The Stormfist Crusader is a triggered ability. Those are causes. It says at the beginning of our upkeep. So our turn, we're now in our upkeep phase. We draw a card, and it will deal 1 damage to the opponent.
Game.
So again, this is an aggro deck. So this deck is designed to put damage on, create pressure, kill creatures that could block ours, deal damage that way. And there's types. There's aggro, there's control, there's mid-range. Those are the basic ones.
So that being said, we killed them quickly and efficiently. Would it be a good deck against that?
Aggro is best against control.
Control.
Control plays the long game. They do focus on creature destroying, mass board wipes and such. But the idea of aggro is that you're hitting them so fast that they can't recover from that, and you kill them before they set up. So they can't set up their spells that make you pay to attack, or restrict the amount of spells you can play, or kill your creatures before they do any damage.
Gotcha. So that was 1 game.
So let's play another one against Sparky then.
Is there any ultimate good deck that all of a sudden is like the best of the best in any kind of format?
There's always decks that are changing in the meta in any format. Any combination of cards is always adapting and changing. I don't even know what the best card is, or the best deck in Standard is right now.
Right.
Because it's had so many bans, and Modern has changed a lot too.
And bans are pretty much we mean by ban saying Embercleave is all of a sudden not playable in this format. Format being standard, historic, or etc. Who is that depending on to? Is that Wizards of the Coast, pretty much?
Wizards of the Coast decides what cards are banned. They take they take data from tournaments, be it online or in person. Obviously not due to COVID and such, but they get all that information and they see how many decks this card is used in, and if it's used in 40 out of the top 50 decks, and those 40 decks have won all the mass tournaments, then Wizards is going to be like, okay, this card's too powerful, we ban it.
Gotcha.
Or they can see, where it takes maybe some of the fun out of it, like I think Teferi Time Raveler was a card that they did. Wilderness Reclamation was a card.
Yeah, right.
Stuff like that.
Okay, so we got 2 black and a whole bunch of red.
We have not enough red. We only have, again, if this was a red mana, and play the Labyrinth Raptor, we can go into the Judith and the Pestilent Spirit, but it's not good. So what you do is you get a mulligan. Oh, that's great. So a mulligan, once you've done that, you have to return a card to the bottom of your library. It's basically called scrying. They call it, I think, the London Mulligan. That's if you don't like your hand, you get rid of it, you go on to the next one.
And library being your deck. So, from what we had before, do we mulligan again and get rid of 2 cards? But since we have a 1-drop, are we safe?
And that's the tough thing, is unless you know the matchup you're playing, it's tough to do that. This, again, is not a great hand. We have a Dread Malkin, but we have no red mana. We're a little bit further away from the Hunted Nightmare and the Pestilent Spirit. We are on the draw, which means we go second, so we do get to draw a card. So, we can be risky. We can keep this one. What we'll do is drop the Judith.
Yeah, that'd probably be the best.
Just because we don't have that red mana to play her. If we draw it, then, we can play the Labyrinth Raptor. We're still into the Hunted Nightmare. Creature with Death Touch.
1/1 Death Touch. So, even though it's a 1/1 Death Touch, it's crazy dangerous. You could have a 7/7 out there and still kill it. But with Menace, if he only has 1 card, he needs 2 cards in order to block it. So we get right beside him and hit them for the life total directly.
So that's right. So this creature couldn't block this one. At this point, we are an aggro deck, so we will swing in. Sparky plays weird deck, so I don't know what this is. This isn't Rat Tribal, or I think this is just black.
And it's probably the best bet, because if he attacked us, we wouldn't want to defend it necessarily.
We would just simply trade.
Yeah.
Which does us no good. And what the hell?
Which is familiar. 2/3, but no. There we got our red.
So we got our red. So what we can do.
Ooh, do you want to do that?
Well, to see that this is an interesting card, Hunted Nightmare. It's another menace creature. This has an enter the battlefield effect, so when it enters a battlefield, target opponent puts a death touch counter on a creature they control. So this is similar to something like a 1/1 counter, but instead this doesn't give a 1/1 boost, it gives the death touch errata. So if we play the Hunted Nightmare, he's going to give the frog death touch. Not worth it, in my opinion. So what we'll do is play the Labyrinth Raptor. Swing, can't block.
Again, these are just cards that you can obtain. All you're doing is making rules. Who has the best rules throughout each card makes the game, pretty much. With a frog and the rat, they only have death touch. That only rule is if he hits you, you do 1 damage, or if he hits a card that you control, it kills it. Having the best rules are going to be what makes the game in your favor. Labyrinth Raptor, for example, whenever he blocks with 2 creatures, which you need with Menace, they have to sacrifice 1. So, that being said, he could sacrifice his 1/1 and his with the 2/3 and leave him for 1. Don't make that disappoint or anything, it makes the game change significantly if they have 2/7/7s, for example. That cuts their battlefield in half. Now with this, it triggers again.
That's right. So the ability basically will trigger twice when something is blocked. So we'll just swing with the Raptor. Maybe Sparky won't attack and we can showcase that. Maybe. Oh, okay. That helps him.
Now that's a pretty good card against us. Whenever a creature dies, he gets a +1/+1 counter, making his toughness and attack power an additional 1/1. And that's whenever a
Creature an opponent controls dies.
whenever we die, he gets jacked up.
So we could block and trade with the rat. We could trade with the witch, rogue, whatever. This creature will get bigger. Shut up. So it's not worth it because we have a blazing volley in hand, which can kill this, this, and this. So we will say no blocks, and we will take the damage from there. Again, we're down to 11. We're not a deck that cares about our life total. We want to get their life total down, so it's not a big deal.
Well, just as we saw in the last game, we know exactly what to do.
Auto tap can be silly, so you can tap your own mana. So now, this Blazing Volley is essentially a spell that has Death Touch. So even though it dealt 2 damage to the frog and had 3 toughness, it still died.
And that's only because of Restless Spirit, making it a very valuable card, comboing with the volley.
The biggest thing is actually a friend kind of taught me is the value of trading cards.
Yeah.
And not like actual trading your real life cards with it, but I play this Blazing Volley, it's going to kill 1 creature. I had to spend 1 card to get rid of 1 card. That's not advantageous. So instead, with this Pestilent Spirit, I played 1 card and I got rid of 4.
That's huge.
That is huge. So again, we have another sorcery spell here. We're really lacking on our red mana, but that's fine. So this is a spell that normally costs 4 mana, but has this ability where it costs 3 less if you cast less to cast if I control a creature with menace, which of course this deck is all menace. So this makes this effectively a 1 spell, or a 1 mana spell, where I gain control of target creature until the end of turn, untap it, and it gains haste.
Which is going to be very good for this turn. So we're going to play this card.
Now we can take the Cull Blade, or we can take the Death Toucher. Honestly, it doesn't really matter because they're not going to be able to block us no matter what. So we'll just take the Cull Blade. Now it has haste. You see that aura has gone away. It has the erratic ability of haste there because our spell gave it that.
But we're going to save the rest of our mana now. We're going to attack with all. He might block, which he should have,
But it can't.
so we'll use the Dreadmill Malkin's effect. So we get a +2/+2. Would have been good.
Would have been good if he blocked with it, but then he would have lost both his creatures. So now we're going into our end step here, or our second main phase. We can play another Pestilent Spirit, or we can play this Hunted Nightmare, which we will, because now all that's going to do is give this creature a Death Touch counter, which it already has. It can't have double Death Touch, it doesn't do anything else. It just has Death Touch. So again, we don't need to block it, it's a 1/1. It's not
And
worth it.
that's game.
Unless opponent has a instant speed board wipe, which an instant spell, this is perfect. Instant spells, we haven't seen any of those. So an instant can be played at any time. Main phase, before damage, attack step, end step, second main, upkeep.
You've activated my trap card. Initially.
Again, we don't have to do anything here. We are just going to swing. But we can activate this ability on the Labyrinth Raptors for a red and a black. Creatures you control with menace get an additional 1/0 until the end of turn. So this is a single turn where they'll all get an additional 1 attack.
Can you say overkill?
Yep. Sparky's a dick. I don't like Sparky.
Awesome. Might be going a little fast. Just replay it.
Just replay it. And again, if you're getting onto Arena, they will teach you all of this. They make it very simple. It's going to take time to learn. I've been playing this game since 2009, and I still have so much to learn and do. There's still so much I'm learning, and they have new mechanics and new formats that come in. So it's never something to think you're going to get on the first try.
And the best thing about Arena is not only it's a great teacher that we're trying to provide for you, the game itself will teach you. You can play online, build your own decks that it provides for you. Now, this is only a few sets that they come in. That being said, there are so many more. Again, this game is back from the 80s, so there are so many more different cards out there that you can combo off with if you're playing historic, or if you just want to stay up standard and give yourself a challenge in that format, going into tournaments via this or online. That all depends on the kind of player you are. Yeah.
So yeah, you can see all the formats here. Standard, historic, traditional standard, singleton, brawl, friendly brawl, direct game with a friend, limited, pauper. Pauper is your cheapest format. This is simply common cards in this format. It is most budget friendly. We'll just put on historic. Just see, Chris got some new cards here, so it's outlining them.
I'll let you create a deck. I will be back in a second.
Okay, let's see what we can make here. What colors should we go with? Again, it gives you all your colors. You can choose multicolors because there's cards that are 2, 3, 4, 5 colors. Can be anything. I don't even know what to make. The Yarok deck. Let's just make a burn deck. Firebrands. Actually, maybe I should make a historic one. Standard version. Yeah, let's go standard. Standard red. Shock. Prophecies, good card. Altering card, changing stuff up. Forge isn't bad. Rock Knight. Ooh, we got some Bone Crushers. Good card. One off of those, why not? Giant. Just a one-off, but whatever. Planeswalker, why not? Try and show that off. So that's a haste. Ooh, tear. Tear's good for that. So, got a few creatures. You can tell in your deck builder gives you 19 creatures, 17 non-creatures, your types of creatures if you're on tribal, 12 instances, 1 artifact and equipment, 9 enchantments, 1 planeswalker, and running 24 lands. So as it is, for burns, so we can probably go down 1. Have both those Shatter Skull Smashings. There. So burn is a pretty simple archetype. It's burn them out with spells that deal damage, shock. Fire Prophecy only does it to creatures, but Omen of the Forge, any target. Playing out cheap creatures, Rimrock Knight, the Akom Hellhound. Thrill of Possibility is going to give us card draw, which is pretty essential to any deck. Bone Crusher is a 2-part card. It can do 2 damage to anything and become a creature which you can play later. Something easily shown off. Planeswalker that can deal damage to any target, and the Embercleave we saw in there. This requires a fair amount of creatures, which again we have 19. That's reasonable. We'll just call it burn. So, seeing Sparky, there's kind of no point in playing it, so what we can just do is take it into free play. Try it out. Again, there's so many rules, we could sit here for 3 hours and go through the simple steps of everything, but I'm sure not everybody wants to watch that. You want to see actual gameplay, how decks work, how you interact with things, and playing against an actual person will do that. So we'll play against Action Cat. We are going second, our opponent goes first. Again, pretty good hand. We got 2 burn spells with Bone Crusher, Annex. Our curve is lower. We're not going to have a turn 1 play of the shock or anything, but again, we don't know what we're facing. We don't know if this is control, aggro, mid-range. So our opponent took a mulligan.
We got a burn deck going.
We are making a burn deck. We're trying it out. So opponent plays a Gilded Goose. It's a creature that creates a food token. Fairly used card. Food, makes an artifact, helps for life gain. This also ramps into mana. So right now it's looking like mono green food. Opponent is deciding. So they're ramping, they're cultivating, they're going to search for 2 lands. Put 1 in, put 1 in their hand. So they are ramping quite nicely. At this point, they can't make a food because they have to pay 2 mana and tap the goose. We could use this card right now, but there's no point, so we will wait until their turn because it's an instant spell. It can be played at any time. So instead of giving them an inclination as to what we're doing, we're going to play this on their turn.
Because it hits the speed, right?
That's right. So they're going to play another Gilded Goose, which means it's going to come in, it's going to make a food token. So we're going to stomp this goose because it could effectively use that food token to make a mana and play a card with 4 mana.
This is we're destroying it, and the other card has Summoning Sickness. You can't tap it right away.
That's right. The only thing that can tap right away is an artifact.
So flying mechanic.
Okay, so we have a stack, and he saved the goose. Okay. And the goose is now gonna smack me for 2. Okay. So, we can't kill this goose with a shock. We can kill this goose, or start with a stomp. Again, opponent only has 2 cards in hand. They're definitely playing mono green food. I honestly think our best bet is to simply play out this Bone Crusher Giant. Again, they see that they've had that. They can't see anything else we have in hand. We have a fair bit of burn. And again, burn you don't want to... It depends on your matchup. Burn is best going directly to face, pressuring your opponents that way. In some instance, holy shit.
Oh no.
So that's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. I guess I should have killed that goose. Okay. So. I thought this was standard. I guess this thing isn't standard.
I guess, yeah, when you go free play, it could be anything, I suppose.
Yeah.
Historic, I should say. For now.
So we could... No, it's going to get pumped if we do that. So what we'll do is we'll bait a block. So right now, if they want to take 4 damage, they're going to. This creature gets a pump when it attacks. And it has the ability of Trample. So... Trample is not great, in all honesty. Let's play out an Annex.
Just to take some of the damage off.
Some of the damage. Trample means the excessive amount of damage it would deal. So this creature has 7 power, I have 3 toughness. Basically it kills it, tramples over it, and hits my life. For the difference of that, which would be 4. But when it attacks, it's going to have a lot more.
Because he gets a +1/+1 for each force he controls?
For each land.
Each land.
So it's a 13/13 right now.
So we'd be taking 12 to the face if we blocked. It's either 12 or 15.
Yeah, we'd eat up 3, take 10, and then 2 there. So, I mean, at this point it doesn't really matter. They got a Brontodon on turn 4, 5?
Yeah. And that's the magic of green. Magic.
It's the effectiveness of ramping.
Exactly.
So we're down to 1. We can not really do anything. But yeah, we'll just let him go. So again, Omen of the Forge. This is an enchantment spell, but it has that errata of Flash. Flash meaning you can cast a spell with Flash anytime you could an instant. So you basically treat it like an instant, but it comes out differently. It comes out as an enchantment, which will stay on the battlefield. And enchantments can do damage, they can remove creatures, they can draw you cards. There's lots of things that they can do. So what we'll do is we'll just play Omen. We'll just hit him in the face. So that's basically the premise of what we're trying to do. Is just hit him in the face.
In the end, it is game, but
Yeah, 100% game. There's
is
nothing
what
we
it
can
is.
do. Math-wise, we are dead. This is... I guess it wasn't mono green food. This is more of a weird mono green aggro deck.
yeah.
Which
But-
again, the goose has ramped him. Okay, I'm gonna look at the battlefield.
It's game. It's a good game. Every game can be good or bad, depending on what you're playing with ultimately.
Yeah, and again, we're doing a very budget burn deck. I just did what you have there. There's deck lists all over the internet that you can read and see what is the best burn deck, how to build them, your proper curves, such like that. This one looks pretty good. 3 lands, we have a 1-drop, 2-drop, Bone Crusher, and the Relic Robber. We're on the play, so we go first. So again, land, tap, play the hell out. So this one has landfall. Whenever land enters battlefield under your control, this creature gets an additional +2/+2. So, what we can do...
Now that it don't summon second.
So that's right, he's had his turn, he's pumped up. So Rimrock Knight is similar to Bone Crusher, where it has an ability. This has and it's called Adventure, so we're just going to swing. Going to take the damage, but we're going to play the Rimrock Knight to maximize our damage output, what we can do. So we gave it another temporary pump. It goes back down to 0/1 because it's not giving it a counter. Just a static ability to increase its power and toughness.
Right. And we got another, looks like mono green so far.
So far. Flare Flicker. Another point of ramp. So this creature will tap and add a mana.
And that tap effect can make a difference or break. If you tap them, you can't block. If you tap them, you get that benefit, but that's all you get.
So, we'll swing first. There's two types of plays we could have done. We could have played the Relic Robber, which has haste. Would have come out, could have swung right away and had this ability come on it. Or we can play the Bone Crusher, which is what I'm going to do, and reduce their ability to ramp. So now this creature's dead. It's not going to provide any additional mana for them. Therefore, now instead of being able to play a 4-drop, they're limited to a 3-drop, 2-drop, or 1-drop. And that's the fine line of the right time of when to play your burn spells on either the opponent or on their creatures.
The game is really specific on when you need to do things, especially during the stack. And the stack is, at the same time in a turn, you can play instants, effects, and keep on climbing. The latest one that you do is going to resolve first, saying, draw 3 cards, this creature dies, this creature is saved, kind of aspect.
Yeah. So right now, Scavenging Ooze fought our creature. He played a spell called Primal Might. It fought our creatures. It made that combat happen and killed mine. Scoozy Boy also has the ability to exile a creature and make it stronger, so we don't want that. That can get out of hand, so we will kill the Ooze. We'll get rid of it, and then we will play our Rimrock Knight.
Hopefully.
And again, depending on our matchup, the Omen and the Bone Crusher could have went to face. That would have been 4 points of damage. They'd have been at 10 life. But it's green. They play big stompy stuff, and we don't want that.
You learn the different cards and the different techniques through how you play via experience and how you watch people. Oh, crap.
Yeah. You don't have haste, so why'd you crew that?
I don't know.
I don't know why you crewed that.
Misplay?
Yeah.
So now it goes back in effect
Huh.
and he loses mana. Well, hey, whatever.
That's a vehicle. Yeah, the vehicle abilities are not new to Magic. They've been around for 4 years or so. But again, that's something way later getting into how those work.
So Shock deals 2 damage at instant speed. So if they decide to attack with us, we can block that by killing it before it hits us in the face.
Now, a vehicle with crew means you have to tap creatures with a total power of 4, and it makes it a creature. We don't really want that. So in all honesty, we're going to kill a cat.
We kill the cat. Boom.
Killing the cat so that he cannot crew this unless he makes a creature that is able to then crew this. But that relying on that to happen there can happen, absolutely.
Especially with green.
Yes. But now they're on a bit of a timer with this Goblin Construct. Oh yeah, there's the mana. So he's going to sack the food, he's going to gain 3 life. I'm guessing they're going to crew this. Yep. They're going to make that. We attacked, we're tapped, we cannot block because we are tapped.
So we'll be taking 4 to the face.
So we'll be taking 4 to the face.
I can make little babies.
Yes, when this makes a creates a token that's a copy of a token you have. Ooh, Tectonic Giant. So this again is actually pretty good. Gee. So we'll play the Tectonic Giant. Rigmarok Knight cannot block, so we might as well swing with it. If they want to block with the cat, they can block with the cat. That's fine. Basically, effectively, they're going to have to keep tapping down their mammoth just to crew this vehicle, making it a creature instead of an artifact, which uses up resources that way. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, that's a big mammoth. So again, that's a landfall ability like we had with one of our creatures. Whenever a land comes in, it gets a 2/2 until end of turn. You're going to fight it, aren't you? Oh, God.
Here's the difference between red and green. We, no. That's ultimately what it is your deck premise is what you want to do.
15. A lot of damage. Okay, we'll take it.
And now.
And we drew a land.
Bugger.
Should have stopped at the upkeep, Duskrai. Yeah, that would have been better. Provided we live a turn, which I don't think we're gonna.
Scry, we look at a few cards in our hands, and to what it says, scry 1, you only do 1, 2, etc. And we either put it on the top or the bottom of our library. Till then,
You have Trample, don't you, Archives? Yeah, we're dead. Yeah, there is not much you can do about that. Again, we're playing a very budget deck. We're not playing anything that is top. We don't have the hasty 1-drops and all the other types of burn style. This is just budget style. That's why we're playing in free play. We're not playing in ranked.
GG.
Oh yeah, that's GG. But, I mean, just for the fun of it, we will kill the Vorinclex.
There are a few challenges in Arena that helps you get coins. Getting those coins will make you get additional points towards cards, or packs, I should say, to randomize your potential. As if it was like real life, in that sense. You might need that one card, you get those coins, you might get that one coin depending on the odds of randomness. For example, that. Experience goes for, you can get battle passes now, as you can with any other game in reality. So, we only get a few packs via 2, 4, 6, where we could get additional bonuses if we were to get that battle pack.
Cosmetics, orbs together, cosmetics, a random mythic card.
Which isn't horrible, but it depends on how much you play.
Try again. Gotta kill 2 more creatures for your challenge.
Just do it. Just go. We got this. Maybe.
Maybe.
I can't really say that because this game is always random depending on the first 7 cards in your hand if you have to mulligan or not.
Yeah, card in hand advantage is a big thing. Making sure you have the right cards, the proper curve.
Now, you say curve. What is a curve?
So the curve is basically how you play your mana and go through your turn. So curve being we have 3 lands. Our curve, we have a 1-drop, we have a 2-drop, and then we have 3 drops, which this can also be a 2-drop. So our curve looks nice. Every turn we are able to play something.
So we're going to keep that hand.
So we're going to keep this hand, and we're going to pass turn. We can shock them to the face this turn, but again, this is an instant spell. Wait until their turn. they're not playing anything, we'll keep the shock for now. So we'll drop that. Drop another land. Again, we can play the Bone Crusher ability to deal 2 damage, but we wait.
So you've been playing this game for multiple years.
Long time.
And,
No, stomp to the face.
right now this is our first video. So from when you started to when now we're playing, how did your game improve dramatically or differently? What would you say upon your experience of this game being that differential?
I'd say when I started playing Arena, it changed my game drastically. When we looked at a lot of rulings with our play group playing online and stuff, we did a lot of reading, and a big part of Magic is reading your card and reading it properly. But once you see it on Arena, you kind of understand the stack better, how abilities play out, what doing one thing compared to another has the effect of. So it really helps you understand better, I would say.
You put the stack and everything cards being played during turn, right?
Right. On either phase. So this is a crazy looking card. So we don't really like that. This is 3 power, we have 3 toughness. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a Fire Prophecy to kill this creature. And we're going to put a shock on the bottom of our library to draw a card.
That's cool.
Again, red is very lacking in card draw. Well, I shouldn't say that. Red does have a fair bit of card draw. It's not bad, but it's at the cost of, like, discarding a card.
So we were playing with mono red, and before we were playing with red black. Does the difficulty get a little bit harder building a deck when you add more colors into it?
Difficulty, it can, depending on what you're trying to do. It also gives you a lot more options for what you're able to do. Being just one color, you're limited to one thing. We're going to kill this because fuck that guy. You're very limited into what you can do in one color. It's either, you can still play whatever type of format you want with that, be it burn, aggro, control. Okay, so that was, I wish I would pause the stack there. So I played a spell called Shock. He responded by playing this spell called Fateful End, which is an instant. So this one on top of the stack, basically it's like the stack goes like this as you're playing spells. The card that's on top of the stack resolves first. Once this resolves, then this spell resolves. Then this spell resolves, then it goes like that until everything is done. So what we can do, opponent's tapped out, don't really have any burn. What we can do then is play the Tectonic Giant. Again, we don't have haste. We leave 1 mana open thinking we may have another spell. But this provides a board state, which he targeted our creature, so we will do 3 damage to each opponent. These cards are having secondary effects that are helping us. They're targeting our creature with a spell, which is activating an ability.
So the more active you are, the more potential that you have to, win.
Kind of what a lot of people say is the more words on the card, the better.
Okay.
For what it can do. So you want to look at cards that can either give you an advantage, being in this burn style, they're going to deal damage to us. So, hey, if you want to kill my creature and burn it, well, you're going to take more damage to do that. So,
Gotcha.
again, creatures that enter the battlefield effects gives you that creature, that board state, but also an added effect for it. If you're trading 1 card for 1 card, then you're not really up anything.
Ooh.
No wash.
This is different.
So, this Rimrock Knight is really not helpful. We wouldn't be able to kill that Obosh. So, we're going to cast Thrill Possibility on their end step to discard it and draw 2 different cards. Another Thrill Possibility.
So we're pretty much at the same spot. So we could kill it, but we would lose our monster too.
again, you're right. We can swing with the Annex, make it block it. It goes down to 3 toughness. I have to play both of these spells in order to kill it. So I'm trading 3 cards for 1. That's not good.
No.
You don't want that. That is a terrible, terrible trade in that way. So what we're going to do instead... Oh, maybe I can wait for that. You know what we'll do is we'll just play out the Bone Crusher. Actually, no. We have 5 mana. Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Play out the Bone Crusher as a creature. Now we have a bit of a board state. Our Annex is a bit stronger. We will pass the turn from there. We won't attack because we'll just lose this creature.
So we can block 2 creatures to 1, right?
That's right. Right now we can double block the Obosh. But Obosh has the ability of a source you control with an odd creature mana cost deals damage to a permanent or player. It doubles.
Right.
So, well, technically we could still kill it. You can only kill one of us because we have 6 total. We're at 18 life. This would deal 6 damage to us. But again, it's only doubling the damage. So this can put out 6 damage.
That being said as well, he has 5 mana untapped. What 2 cards in there could he possibly play for 5 mana that he might play on it after this attack phase?
Shock, burn, anything like that. So let's go for the double block. See what he does. I mean, if he has a shock, he can kill the Bone Crusher. He can kill that. Oh,
Shit.
Well, that's worse. That's way worse. Okay. So 4, which means
8.
Yeah, they're both dead. So we lost 2 there because they had the Embercleave.
However, except shock.
Yes. That is why we hold stuff open. That's what you keep your instances and you hold your mana up. Obosh is now gone. Shadow Spell Smashing, that's whatever.
And Embercleave now costs a little bit more depending on.
Embercleave is one of those, a mythic rare utility artifact. Again, it has flash, so you can pay it, and it reduces the cost when you attack with multiple creatures. So you can play this for 2 mana, and it gives the abilities of Double Strike and Trample. Again, Double Strike are those static abilities. Trample, excess damage is dealt to you. Double Strike means it hits twice. Bone Crusher. Probably gonna equip that.
Definitely. Does it give a haste?
No.
No.
No haste. So the Shatter Skull will kill that. No, it won't. I needed a land. Shit.
We could take a hit, or yeah, because it'll do 10.
I'll be down to 2. I can't block with this. Let's see what he does. Maybe he'll block.
You can think so. Yeah.
He's got Double Strike though, right? So he's dead. So we can do that. That creature can't block anyway, so honestly there was no point. Shatter Skull, I needed that. Yeah.
There's 3 possibilities. It can be a gift and a burn. Depending.
Oh, haste.
Ah, crap. As if.
He had good draws. I guess we're gonna block. Yeah, I'm gonna be dead. Yep, that's death. Yeah, good game. Just hurry up and okay it. Oh, okay.
Jesus.
Just making sure I'm dead.
Yeah, no. And sometimes you have to do that. Well, not just sometimes. You have to do that. You never know what's in the guy's hand.
Yeah. And This guy drew really well. He got that Bone Crusher out. That Ember Cleave came at the right time. And he's playing with a lot of different cards too. We got back.
Want to take a 10-minute break?
Sure.
Alrighty. We'll be right back in just a little bit, and after that we can do some pack openings. Sweet. Give me a few minutes here. Alrighty, we're back. Yeah.
We're going to switch it up. We're going to let Chris play. Chris has his decks. He knows them way better than I do, but...
So right now we'll open cards for a little bit here. So, as I was talking about before, you get a few gold. Gold helps you with your battle pass. We get different genre of cards. You might be looking at this and being like, what the hell is that? On your right here, you get a category of either uncommon, common, or rare. Or very mythic. Sorry. Usually uncommons will come regardless. You'll notice their logo on the bottom right. I can't really trigger it. But there's the value of what you need compared to what you get. This one being uncommon, being a blue, and now we get the uncommon wild card. So if we get a variety of those, I think it's 6 per, we can collect that wild card and claim whatever we want. A rare though, it's a great rare, and some depends on your deck again, right? So, sacrifice 2 other creatures, any number of target players, each lose 2 life, and sacrifice a creature. You can add 2 to draw a card.
Yeah, sack 2 other creatures, any number of target players, each lose 2 life, and sacrifice a creature. You add 2 black mana and draw a card. So basically it's a card where if you need to have creatures out, you sacrifice them. You interact with your opponent's board, make them lose 2 life, make them sacrifice a creature if they have it. You gain 2 mana, and you draw a card. So the value there is quite big.
And considering she's only 2 mana to drop, that's huge. That's very huge. We got 5 other packs. Let's go with a Kaladime.
It's my favorite set, the Viking set.
This is the Viking set?
It's the Viking set, yeah.
Alrighty. Trigger creature goes +1/+1, double strike until the end of turn. Foretell.
Foretell is the new ability in Kaldheim. That's where you pay 1 white mana. You basically you exile the card from your hand face down, and you can cast it later for its Foretell cost. Sorry, you pay 2 mana. You pay for the Foretell cost. So turn 2, you exile that card face down. Your opponent can't see it, and then later on you pay 1 white mana and pay the casting cost for that card instead of waiting on turn 3 to play it.
Cool. We got blue, counter target spell, convert mana cost 4 or greater.
Disdainful Stroke, pretty common card throughout all the sets. It's
Good.
reprint.
Again, common you'll see in black, and uncommon we'll see in blue. Rare or mythic we'll see either gold or a red. Red being somewhat valuable depending on the set and how many people are playing with. Deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Foretell again, which is kind of really hot actually. Demon Bolt. I could see myself getting mad at that. When he dies, create a 1/1 human warrior creature token. That's the best part about Arena, is that they tell you what the token is and show it on display as well. This card for 2 and 2/1, and you're thinking the card that we just got for 2 is quite different. And it will be, because this card will come off more common than obviously the rare. Vigilance. Vigilance is a really cool aspect. When you attack with him, you can also defend with him next turn.
The creature won't tap when you attack with it. It stays untapped, so you can use it as a blocker.
So being 3/6 is cool and all, but he also costs 6 in order to gain so. Ah, went to the wrong one. My bad. Now you can see the cards.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no,
Ignore the rest.
yeah. Welcome back. So all we're doing is going from left to right. Sorry about that. Technical issues. And now we have a rare. Flying. Flying is dangerous depending on who you play. Not saying that's the best aspect to go to, but is very common and very lethal.
Flying is something that cannot be blocked except by creatures with flying or the static ability of reach.
Right. So, I could have 5 creatures without flying or reach, and you'll still be able to hit my points directly, right?
Yeah, you'll be able to hit the player directly or the planeswalker, whoever may be there.
Right.
So.
That being said, if they don't have Vigilance, which I like, they will be tapped for attacking back towards you. If they have Flying and Vigilance, it gets kind of scary after that. But that's the pack we pulled. Again.
Good angel for Angel Tribal or Clerics.
Right. We'll do one more, and then we'll play a game here.
Okay, you got a Frostbite. That's nice.
Oh. If it was a channel or a quit, return to the owner's hand.
Yeah, whenever another non-token creature you control dies, so the Forge Master, if it was enchanted with an enchantment or an equipment spell, like the one just beneath it, that pick, just scroll down. Yeah, the golden thin pick. If that was attached to it with his ability, the card goes back in your hand. So you don't lose it, you can recast the creature itself then.
Wow.
So it's helpful in the fact that you won't lose your creature if it's equipped or enchanted. You get it back.
And also creature tokens you can control enchantment gets +1/+1. That's crazy good.
Gives a bump.
And then boom, for another common, not a wild card. Uncommon, sorry. Whenever Colossal Plow attacks, add 3 white.
And you gain 3 life.
Till the end of the turn, you don't lose this mana as steps and phases end. That's huge. What we didn't explain before is that when you tap for mana at the end phase, it disappears. This card, giving that ruling, you don't lose that 3 white.
So if you decide that you are going to tap 2 mana to play a spell and you decide, I'm not going to do that, and instead you just go to your attack phase, you lose that mana. You wasted it, you don't get to use it for anything else. So what the Colossal Plow does, if you attack, it adds your 3 mana. You can go all the way to your end phase with the 3 white mana. You can save it, you don't have to play it on the second main phase.
That's crazy.
So that in itself does help.
Foretell again. 2, 3.
0.
Boast. Actually, this ability only if a creature attack this turn only
Once each turn.
Oh.
So yeah, Boast is that new ability, is another new mechanic from Kaldheim, basically. 2 mana. After you attack, it deals 1 damage to any target. So if there's a creature with 1 power, if your opponent has 1 life, you pay the Boast ability and deal the damage, kill that creature, or deal the 1 damage to that player and kill them.
And given that same being said, this is a 5 mana costing card. If you're doing a draft, and a draft is kind of, that's going to be more advanced down the road. We can explain later on. This is not the card that you're going to be looking at to making a great structured deck.
Pauper, it might be decent.
Pauper
format, that's common cards.
Oh, I see.
It might be okay in Pauper, but again, I don't play Pauper, so I kind of don't know.
Right. Gotcha. We're going with more common cards here. Flash, when he enters the battlefield, destroy target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. that was dealt damage to this turn. Black is very kill you now kind of thing. And
Removal, yeah. Lots of removal.
we'll go for there. Red white is very aggro in most cases. And red, as we've known before, is good for aggression and for burning your damage to your opponent to the face here. Our rare
Halfway.
is a double card. And what this means is that you can either add a green or add a blue. It's up to you on what you needed during the time. You can choose one of those colors and just one of those colors and play it on that sense. Till then, let's go home. I'm going to play a deck. I'm going to play not a standard. I'm going to go historic. And I'm looking at Cowabunga. It's a little Dory deck. You shell in your defense, more in your toughness, and then you wait for a certain card that allows your toughness to become your toughness, and then you just go all out after that. Kind of blindsiding them in a sense, but
It's a jank deck.
Yeah.
That is a jank deck.
and I like those. It's okay. If we can get to a match, that'd even be better.
Apparently, no one's playing tonight. There we go. Donchi.
Don Hey is our opponent. Alright. So we got a duel. That if I want to pay 2 mana, it's a good turn 1 card. Just so when it comes to attack, if I don't have a turn 1 card, which I do, but High Alert is kind of the card that we're looking for if we had a creature. What would you say, Mike?
Yeah, I would say I'd be keeping that, and I would I'd be opting on turn 1.
So just, since we have to pay 2 life here, we're not going to do that. We're just going to pay the island. Ooh, but we do get a Vamadomps. Do we go for the opt, or do we go for the drop for future references?
You're not going to have a substantial play to start, so I would start with the island, and then opt on their turn.
So we're just going to pass turn.
Because you can't swing with the Ox next turn, you're not going to be able to do your combo, so it's not effective in that way, where the opt will get you to either a second High Alert, another cheaper creature.
There you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on her,
Mono white life gain.
which is very common. We're going to scry one and draw a card.
Green source.
Do we want to do green source?
You don't have any green cards in hand.
The green is only for the Planeswalker, though. And since we have High Alert and Mono White,
Yeah, you don't have any green in your hand, so I would probably just scry it to the bottom. Scry meaning you just put the card on the bottom and you're going to draw something else.
oh,
Gift.
that will do good. And we got our green resource regardless. So, what do you think? Drop the Ox?
Yeah, I would say your Ox now. And then, yeah. Then on their end step again, opt. You're utilizing every part of your mana. You're not going to have an unused blue mana now. You're going to have your opt to play on their turn. Basically, see what they do. My guess is a Pride Mate's coming out.
That's my beverage.
Yeah. Oh, another Yellow Beast.
Okay. Which is okay. They didn't drop a land. I'm just kind of curious right now if they're going to. So we're going to wait until their end phase here. They're not going to attack. So they're kind of mana blocked right now, as we can tell. We have lots of mana. We don't need that. Oh, we got turtles. Cowabunga.
Now you got your Rootborn.
And this is what really changes the game. So our +5 on top of our +5 makes it a 10-10. going in for the hit. Giving an angelic gift down the road will make it even better. Let's drop our green, just in case, you know. So we're going to go down here. And what this does is gives us our toughness and to our strength.
Yeah, the creature deals damage with its toughness instead of its power now.
So, and we can attack as if though we didn't have defender. Defender you can only block with. Should we swing?
Yep.
Let's give her. We're going to block his 1/1.
He did block it.
And
yeah, he's not doing well. He
no.
didn't draw well.
He, I wouldn't have blocked him myself because if I would have got 1 life next turn, that makes them both 2/2s, right? They could have been able to block at least 1. But, as we were saying, Lifelink. Lifelink's going to be new to you now. Lifelink, damage dealt by a creature, or planeswalker, or a spell even, can cause that much life as how much you gain towards yourself. So even 1 lifelink would have made a huge difference there.
So, I'd play your angelic gift.
Play the Angel Gift on the Ox.
Yep. So now you got flying. You're going to draw a card. Here's another turtle. So now you could shock in your breeding pool and play both turtles.
Which we might as well, eh? We'll just destroy him here. Because considering they're only 1 mana drops, that's huge to just this card. High alert, right? And we're going to smack him in the face for a 4/4 because he can't defend that because he doesn't have reach nor flying. And now we have 2 5/5 blockers. And this doesn't just happen on our only a turn. It happens on their turn too. So we also have now 2 5/5s unless he gets rid of this enchantment. That's huge.
Which in this deck is doubtful.
He's looking at our turtle. Don't know what he's going to plan on here.
Can't attack or block. Yeah.
I would have put that on the turtle, honestly.
Okay.
Because we're going to go here. We're going to Angelic Gift another one. So boom. That's another 5.
Draw a card. Another turtle.
We're going to might as well play the turtle. Because we have 2 mana left. And since it's an instant, we can do it when we're attacking. And if he chooses no defenders, which with flying, he can't regardless. So we'll see what he does with the other turtle here. If he doesn't block, he dies.
Yes, if he does not block, he dies. Because that tower defense can be played before damage is dealt. So he blocks.
He did block.
I don't think that's worth it.
Are you sure?
You set up lethal next turn then.
I want to do it now. No, okay.
Because at this rate, unless, again, he gets rid of the high alert, but you don't have lethal swinging into that tower defense. Next turn you do, unless he plays multiple drops. Small creatures.
He has to get his mana. Oh, there we go. We'll get 4 mana. He's happy now. He has to be happy. He's got to play something good here.
Well, he has
5, 10, 15. He can't do anything.
He has to play
But-
multiple creatures to block the turtles.
What else do I have here? So that's another 15. That's 30. I'm going to be cocky. Hello. Oh, a little bit too late, too soon, way too late. That's not going to help him at all, unfortunately. Playing on my turn. Sure. You know, I'm going to help you. I'm going to pay 2 life. Just to be that guy. You don't have to never be that guy. Unless you know. He's going to try to defend.
Yeah.
And he will.
Yeah,
And that's okay. I'm going to play you this.
That game.
And
Next day.
next time.
Jank. It is jank.
White, blue. Yeah. It's also hard to play against.
So yeah, you're 1-1 and I'm 0-3. That's right.
Well, these are pre-made decks where you're just playing on the source. Attack with 30 creatures. Okay, so you know what? I don't want to play that deck anymore. Johnny's Warriors is probably my favorite deck, along with Feast of the Beast King.
Sometimes the green-white is pretty much your staple color.
Right.
Once you build your decks around, that's some of your best stuff.
I would like to make Sharknado good, but I just cannot. I just cannot, Captain.
What are you basing it around?
Sharks.
Fair enough.
Well, that's the enchantment whenever you play a spell.
Non-creature spell, yeah.
You can make a convert mana cost of another shark, right? I'm really relying on you. We'll try. We got 2-drop. I don't like it. I don't hate it. I'm not pro. Death touch. Okay.
Weird. This isn't Sparky. Fuck. Oh, unless he's... No, it's not. Oh, maybe. No. I don't know what this... Oh... Is this Finn? He's not green yet, though.
I can't do anything, man. Just hit me in the face. There we go. Good job. You got a good swing and a smack there. Not what I was looking for. But... So she's going to get 2 damage on me if he attacks again. I'm not exactly sure what he's going to do.
He's playing Typhoid Rat, so I don't even know what this is. So, again, you're playing in the low rank, so probably guys just playing with stuff. Yeah, Grasp Dragons.
-4, -4?
Yeah.
Wow,
Mono
overkill.
black.
So he's going to remove everything that I have.
Yeah, he's going to be creature-based removal.
Bad choice on my degree. Especially on these draws. That sucks.
Well, it's going to be slow going at this rate.
Yeah. What can help me here? What can help me in this deck? Even if I get creatures, I'm always going to remove them, so I think I'm done.
Well, I'd wait it out here.
Could convoke, but no, I don't want to. No. And the turn, Delhall.
Gundarak? Gundarak? I don't know.
What?
His name.
Oh. Gundrak.
Stani.
Okay, let's do it.
I mean...
Remove all these little fuckers, will ya?
Yeah.
Pretty persuasive. And you know what? This actually might make or break.
You are going to get your 2 soldier tokens.
Yeah, right? And if he wants to remove them. And these are free tokens here, so... And I got one for next turn. Like, he's gonna remove these guys. He has to. Yeah.
Darkness.
Exactly. So...
But now it's not a favorable trade for him for going to the rats. And if he wants to play another Grasp of Darkness on a 1/1 token, then...
Yeah, he's hurting then. Yeah, do it. Do it. Yeah, not good. Do it. You get lots of mana there, and that kind of scares me. You gonna board rate me? What's this? I don't know. He can't block. When he enters the battlefield...
1 damage for each swamp you control.
Oh, makes sense why I lost so much mana there. Or life. So if I do this,
Might as well.
I could remove him though. For 4. I'm sitting at odd mana though. I'm sitting at odd mana, and it's not like he's gonna do much. These guys have life gain.
Yeah.
I say a rat, Captain. Spit this cat out.
You can still conclave now.
I still could, eh? Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Those guys have death touch, so I'm gonna have to tap the 1/4
Yeah. That's
for sure.
Yeah, that way you keep lockers open. If he wants to lose the rats, then he loses the rats. You gain lifelink on it.
Should I attack? Should I get that 2 life?
Sure.
I mean, he's gonna lose the rats regardless.
If he wants to trade with a rat, then it's just on him.
Yeah. Thank you. I feel majestic now. God, that's a lot of black mana right there.
The underworld.
Okay. Honestly, I'm feeling good with Pledge of Unity right now.
Even your unbreakable formation.
No, we're gonna do this.
Well, these raptor boost them.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, I guess, yeah, you have to put the counters on for Wildest Raptor.
Yeah. We're gonna get a crap ton of life here. What we're doing is giving all my creatures +1/+1 life. And for each creature I have I can control, I gain that much life. So boom, we're back at business.
You could even unbreakable formation too.
And he's done. Just like that. He knew. Wow, what a comeback there, eh? More of an advanced play there, I would say. He's like, I only have rats and a lot of mana.
Yeah, he ran out of removal for sure. Very
So,
nice.
yeah, no, I should have went crazy there on him.
2-0.
Look at that doggy, he cuts himself. What a loser. Like, get a life or a job. I'm just kidding.
What kind of job would he get?
I kind of want to say... Oh, no, this is bad. I don't like that. That's better. Just kidding. No white.
No white.
We're doing it again. There we go. We need to get rid of both Trebinals. Or one Treb. No, one Treb. And we'll get rid of you two. Put you on turn 1. Yeah, okay. Cabela's. That's what I wanted to say. The Wolfie's going to work at Cabela's. And he's going to get shot. And he's going to get a promotion after that. Bad joke. Really horrible timing. But whatever. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go here. I need a hero to stop me now. Yeah, how do you like losing 1 life, huh? Mr. Shadowy Wund, as they call you in France.
Mardu.
What is this?
Dragons? Huh. Okay. Dragons. Interesting.
Right, so whenever he enters with Convoke, you can put a 1/1 counter on those guys. You kind of get the premise of the deck here. We're pretty much basing our life on 1/1 counters. And whenever he enters the battlefield, if you tap a creature with Convoke, you can tap them instead of mana. So,
Oh.
oh,
Huh. Interesting deck.
indeed. So we got 2 white, we got 1 green. Can make 3 little soldiers.
Plus another one with the hero.
With another one with the hero. I'm thinking so.
Would you want to wait on that? Because you can do it instant speed.
Yeah, but I can't attack.
No.
I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
In case he wants to one
Mm-hmm.
waste mana on it. Okay, gotcha. Good play. Good thinking. I like it. Because he's red and black and white. Jesus Christ. Trio color. What do we call that trio color?
Mardu.
Mardu?
Gold span dragon. That's got haste.
So we're going to attach creature token. Treasure token.
Treasure token to give mana. Okay. Might have to go wide for this game.
Indeed. Come at me, bro.
8 damage.
I'm just going to do it.
Yeah. As well.
1, 2, 3. Because the X is minus in the mana. So it's going to be all. So we're actually getting 4. So it's going to be kind of in a rough spot for next turn. Especially if I could draw 2 extra mana. There we go. Okay. Well, this isn't going to do me great, but we're going to tap it. Because we kind of need 5.
So.
We're going to keep him available so we can
Yeah.
tap next one.
Yeah.
I'm willing to lose one of these guys.
Yeah, you're going to want the life gain.
Yeah. You sit back, buddy.
And your hero. No, I guess.
Hero doesn't matter to me, really.
Yeah.
I want the life con.
Yeah, I guess you're going to put pressure on this way, and then you can tap down the gold spin. Oh no.
Oh, what's he doing?
2 black mana. Oh, fatal push.
Search target creature. Has to come in. I can't do much about that.
He saves himself 3 points of damage.
Ain't a very good 3 points.
Yeah.
If I were to play this, give me another creature.
Block there. Take away a lifelinker.
Can we come back from this? I need a mana
I would tap that gold span.
next turn.
Oh, he's calling a good game.
Oh.
Oh, got another one.
That's all we can do. That's all we can do.
8, 9 damage. Oh,
Thank God.
so you can.
Cancel that.
Uh,
Oh, no, never mind. So we're going to tap another one.
See what he chooses for blockers.
Yeah. This is just all about getting the life. We probably could lose this. We're... Good game indeed.
You didn't
You
expect that.
silly bitch.
Okay, can I get it? Yeah, that pledge was a good draw.
That was the best draw we could get. And that's Magic of the Gathering. See ya!
Very nice.
That was a toughie. That was a toughie. We're gonna know on that note though. 2 hours in. this game has excelled. And it's only been excelling since. With the new standard decks, with the new cards that are coming out, the potential of making any deck anything, as we learned from red, black, green, white, blue being able to mill you out, and what mill is being able to make you put your cards from your library, aka deck, into your graveyard. And as soon as you run out of cards, you die. Makes sense, right? Almighty Tuna. The Almighty Tuna. Magic has been an impact on many people's lives. It has been in tournaments. They are willing to make grand prizes about it. It's almost like video games, except with a tabletop.
Oh yeah, there's esports for it. I think the last Mythic Invitational was it $50,000 or $250,000 prize pool.
That's crazy.
You got the money off it,
right? The combos you can do off this game are endless. The cards that you put into your deck are endless. In order just to make that one difference and that one draw, as you saw, is Magic the Gathering. Wizards of the Coast is very on top of their gameplay. We can always decide within one another if their choices are right of batting cards are yay or nay, and the cards that they make are different. But at the end of the day, this game is fun. You guys make your own rules in that aspect, depending on the cards you play. Arena just came out a few years ago and has been top notch since. And especially during this COVID times, is the best way to get your friends playing in and to learn the game. It kind of tutors you in to how to play. I haven't really seen another tabletop simulation game like this other than D20. But that being said, it's fun in the end of the day. It's a great game to get into, and you can get pissed off at your friends or learn from them, depending on who you are. This guy taught me, 5 years ago?
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And we're both still learning. That's the best part about this, is that we keep learning on either the new rules, the new cards, and the new combinations of the cards. And with this game now out, and you can play with hundreds, millions, thousands of people, it's endless. It's very much endless, and that's the best part of this game. It's one simple game and one crazy aspect. So, at the end of the day, it all depends on you, on what deck you want to play. And if you have a great combination of deck, send it. You can send it via YouTube. As of right now, Twitch suggestions, and if not, I'm getting a Facebook page up here hopefully soon. But until then, hopefully you learned a little bit how the game plays, and if you have any more questions, maybe next time we can teach you even more. Until then, thank you, and have yourself